what's up? Hello, I hope you all are doing well. Today's video is one that I make from time to time, and it is my spring TBR. And my goal is for this to sort of incorporate some of the books that I've talked about previously that I want to get to reading this year, and also here in what I hope has become the age of accountability, is just a piece of that accountability puzzle, and I am making this to hopefully ensure that I do read the books that I talk about today. So while I will probably read several other books this spring, because I do tend to get distracted by my library holds list and new releases and a number of other things, there are 3 books, 2 of which I am already in the process of reading, that I do want to get through this spring. The first of which is American Spy by Lauren Wilkinson. This is the book for my library book club, which is back now, and it is off of its year-long hiatus. Unfortunately, we will be meeting virtually until it is safe to meet in person again, but I am keeping my fingers crossed that that day is coming, and we are picking up the book list right where we left off last year in March. This will be our book for April. American Spy by Lauren Wilkinson is sort of part drama, part thriller, part spy novel, part romance novel. So hopefully this will be something that the group really enjoys. And it's set during the Cold War. I'm really excited to read this book. I've heard from a couple people that they have already read it. The people in the book club have already read it, and they would be willing to read it again, aren't excited to discuss it. So this I will definitely read because I will need to lead that discussion. So this I will read in April. Very much looking forward to it. If you have read this book, I've heard a lot of great things. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts were. Now, secondly, this is one of those books that I absolutely need to read in 2021 because it is getting very ridiculous, and that is a book I've started. It's Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights. This comes from this collection here of Bronte books that I snagged from Bex when she was getting rid of them. And I really meant to read Wuthering Heights. You can learn more about my interest in reading this book in that video if you'd like. But I have meant to read Wuthering Heights for a long time. It is critically acclaimed as a masterpiece Gothic novel, and it's really about time. I've started this book, as you can see. I do find it slow going, and this is another one that I might supplement with an audiobook if possible. That tends to work really well for me, having both mediums of the text. So I have a feeling that this will be a slog. It already has put me to sleep once, but I'm gonna cross my fingers on this that I will really enjoy it. I've read a lot of Goodreads reviews. The majority of them have not been positive. It's been a lot of people that are critiquing various angles of this book, but I'm gonna stick with it. I'm going to read this book. And it's going to probably be one chapter interspersed amongst other books, one at a time, but we're going to do it. I'm going to read Wuthering Heights. And the third book that I absolutely want to get through this spring is Mediocre, The Dangerous Legacy of White Male America. If you follow me on Goodreads, will have seen that I started to read this book way back in January, back when it was incredibly timely to be reading it. And I definitely kept it for a number of weeks overdue from the library. So I finally felt that I should definitely give that back. But I was enjoying it so much that I actually bought my own copy, if you can believe that. I don't frequently buy books, but I did purchase my own brand new copy of this book from Mahogany Books in Washington, D.C., which is a Black-owned bookstore. I definitely check them out. They will ship anywhere, but they're really, really lovely people. Highly recommend that you do some book purchasing from them. This book is by the same author of So You Want to Talk About Race, and she goes through a variety of ways that white men in this country have just gained so much superiority and privilege simply from being mediocre. I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm about 40% through, and we've covered topics like higher education and cowboys and the current president, who was not currently president at the time that this was written, so it's very interesting to read this now that Biden has been elected president of the United States. So gonna finish this. It's very, very interesting. Really, really highly recommend this if you are keen to learn more about the social dynamics of life in America. And like I said, there will certainly be other books. There will certainly be more books that come across my desk this spring, but those are the 3 that I absolutely will be sure to read. And one of them will even get me to my goal of reading those 5 books that I need to. Maybe it's 6. I should figure out whether it's 5 or 6. Reading those books that I need to in 2021. If you're reading any of these this spring or you have thoughts on any of these particular books, please do let me know down in the comments. I cannot wait to do my Q1 wrap up in a couple weeks for all of the books that I've read in the first quarter of this year, because there have been so many, and I'm excited to talk about all of them in quick succession. So as always, thank you very much for watching. If you want to know pretty much anything about us, it's probably in the description. I hope you're having lovely weeks and lovely lives, and we'll see you very soon.